Pandora's box has been unleashed.
There is absolutely a double standard on this platform.
One of YouTube's biggest creators just crossed the line in a major way.
But this is on a whole other level.
This is like downright against rules to do something like this.
SssniperWolf needs to be deplatformed.
Hello noble ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking, and my last two uploads on this video have been regular, old school, even vanilla content. I made a video about Rome and Greece, and yesterday I uploaded a old school debunking video, and those of you who have been here for a while know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't checked them out, please follow the links in the description. But today you'll have to excuse me if I make a video that is a little less orthodox, if you will, and just a video that normally I don't do on this platform, but there is a reason for it. If you are not aware of this situation, something has happened between two big content creators on this platform. One being the enormous channel SssniperWolf with over 30 million subscribers, and then another channel who is also pretty big in size, about 4 million subscribers, by the name of Jacksfilms. And this situation involves doxing.
Allegedly, SssniperWolf has just doxed Jacksfilms.
Now, the reason why I decided to talk about it, even though again I don't do that sort of internet drama, is because as a YouTuber myself, and most importantly as a creator who doesn't exactly make Minecraft videos, I usually talk about stuff that does offend some people. Even though I talk about like historical truth backed by evidence, there are people that are offended by the truth. Even though I'm talking about history, I'm talking about culture, I'm talking about civilization and languages, still people get offended and absolutely hate me, and I get a lot of backlash such as this. But I keep talking about it because I believe that a man in a free society should be able to talk about stuff that is literally scientific, academic, without being afraid of being silenced. This sets a precedent, I think it's an expression in English. It creates a case whereby a massive YouTuber, and I'll tell you the details in a second, but a massive YouTuber who was not happy with the critique that she was getting from this other YouTuber decided to dox them. Allegedly dox them, should I say, even though it's ridiculous that I have to say allegedly when there is actual evidence and proof that she has done it. The reason why I'm making this video, together with many other content creators that have decided to speak about this against her, is because this affects us all. Because if YouTube doesn't do anything about this and she just gets away with it, what that creates is a scenario whereby other YouTubers who might get offended by something I say or something any other YouTuber they don't like says are gonna try and use this as an intimidation move, as a threat, as a way to harm other individuals just because they disagree with them, rather than making a healthy response with constructive criticism, or even if it's not constructive, just a healthy response with a video. That's how you do it. Those are the rules of engagement on the platform, on the internet. When you take a feud, a debate, a disagreement from the media to the real world with real world consequences, that's when you have crossed a line, and that's when every single YouTuber in here, particularly those like me who speak about things that may create enemies, then yes, we are affected. Now, I will keep telling it how it is, but this situation needs to be brought to the attention of the suits up there. So let me tell you a little bit for context what happened, just in case you don't know. SssniperWolf is an enormous and very successful YouTuber who reacts to TikToks. It is not exactly the type of content that fits my demographic. I don't watch it, I don't find it entertaining, but a lot of people do. People like it. She became an absolute millionaire. She bought a massive mansion. The problem with that is that she never credits creators. It's basically using other people's content to make millions without even giving them credit. Now today I will be playing a few clips from other creators, and I couldn't even dream of not mentioning them. Like if I'm showing a clip from Critical, ReviewTechUsa, whoever it is, I gotta put the link in the description. I've got to say this is a clip from such and such YouTuber, and I do it even when I debunk them. There is always a link because you are using someone else's work. She's faced criticism because of this.
And she is not happy of the criticism that she's been receiving from Jacksfilms.
Now, Jacksfilms, not so long ago, made a dedicated video to this. The video did very well, because at the end of the day, I mean, he has very valid points. And then he decided to make a second channel called Jacksfilms, which is basically a parody channel where he reacts to SssniperWolf reacting to TikToks, and he does it just makes fun of her. Her responses are accusations of sexism, which are obviously baseless since the guy pretty much makes fun of many other creators who do the same thing, same type of react content, and they are guys, so clearly it's not the fact that you're a woman, but she had to use that. That already shows you the level of how manipulative of a person she really is. So she has accused him of being sexist, and then she went on to making fun of his appearance, like his hairline. But the reason why this went a step further, in a way activating loads of other creators, including me, people that are completely outside of this field, are speaking about this now against her, is because what she did is that a couple of nights ago, she went onto her Instagram on one of her stories, and she basically asked her audience, hey, I'm nearby Jacksfilms' house. How does she know his house? Well, she researched it. She apparently through Google. I don't know how she found it, but she did.
She's talking about Google like it's the gamefaqs.com board. You definitely would have to go out of your way to find that information.
It doesn't matter how you got the address.
It's not like the guy advertised where he lives, but there are ways, and she found a way. So she goes to his house, which is already an insane thing to do. You don't do that. If you want to meet someone to speak to them, you don't go there in the middle of the night unannounced. That is some next level psychopath action. What you do is that you contact them. There are loads of ways to do it. You could have appeared on one of his streams. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't see that with a massive check mark because of who you are? Of course he would have seen it. So already the fact that she would just show up at his house in the middle of the night sounds like a threat. Sounds like you're trying to send a message to say, I know where you live, keep up with what you're doing, and something might happen to you. That's what it sounds like. That's the message you are sending, whether you mean it or not. But she went a step even further than that, which is where this affects someone like me or anyone really that you watch. She posted a picture of his house from the outside. Now, you can't show another YouTuber's house a picture from the outside because with Google Maps, anyone can find it. Like, people can find it. People know where he lives now. I'm not going to show the picture for obvious reasons. But it was a clear picture of where he lives. But I believe in the state of California that's illegal. That is an extremely dangerous thing to do, and I want to show you how he reacted to that the moment it happened, and he knew that she was doing that. Check this out.
Here's the moment where Jacksfilms found out that SssniperWolf had doxed him.
Nah,
How would she know where
that.
though?
How the does she know where we live? Leave me alone.
She's in your house right now, Jack.
Shut up.
Call the police. Actually,
Wait, what?
call the police.
No, there's a
I'm not joking.
video.
She's outside your house right now.
What the?
Holy, she's outside our house.
Record
That-
this right now.
She's doxing you.
No, I'm not getting out, dude. That.
Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go
And-
outside.
Aaron,
No,
no,
don't.
Aaron, don't
No,
go.
Aaron,
don't. Do not.
Don't. Please don't.
I mean, the guy was home, in his home, with his wife, I don't know who else, and now he doesn't feel safe in his own home because of her actions. This is inexcusable. There's no way to defend this.
In this exact moment, she turned from a mere content thief to someone who doxes and stalks her critics. We're fine, we're just a little shaken up. But mainly, we feel violated. We no longer feel safe in our own home.
I can't even imagine what Jacksfilms is going to have to do because these people don't feel safe in their own home. They don't know if someone is going to try to break in. So what are they going to have to do? Is he going to have to invest in private security, like 24/7 armed security? Is she going to pay for that? It's a mental manipulator. And she's, of course, now trying to gaslight people into making herself the victim. Well, this guy's been harassing me. What you did is harassment.
Your millions of fans know that you don't like him because he criticizes you because if your crap garbage shouldn't be on YouTube because there's such a waste of storage space. You did it on purpose. So they're like, oh, wow. I'm a simp for SssniperWolf, so I know where he lives now and his wife. Come on, man. Dr. Disrespect, whether you like him or dislike him, he got his house shot at. You did this to put fear in him so he stops making videos about you. And now I hope he makes double the videos about you.
And it's absolutely insane that now you paint yourself to be the victim instead of owning up and saying, I shouldn't have done that. To be the unbiased person that I always try to be, to put myself in her shoes, would I be happy if another channel out there did the same thing that Jacksfilms did to her, but did it to me? So like they started making daily videos always about me, just to make fun of me or criticize what I do. No, it wouldn't make me happy. But if that happens, a content creator only has two options that are valid and lawful. Option number one, ignore it completely. You don't want to give them space, you don't want to give them the attention, just ignore them. Or engage with them in the sense that you can make your own response videos. And that's how it goes. You do not have any other option, because anything outside of those two options is not within the rules of YouTube, it's not within the rules of decency. Now, why would she do that? There are only, in my opinion, two ways to read it. Either she was extremely irresponsible, so she did this without thinking of the consequences, but keep in mind, she has over 5 million followers on Instagram, so when she posted that image, which can be screenshotted immediately, which I'm sure people did, even though now she removed it because she's getting backlash for it, the only reason why she removed it. 5 million followers on Instagram and she posted that. It's an extremely responsible thing to do because everyone knows what happens when a YouTuber gets doxxed, particularly in a context like this. YouTubers get swatted. So like horrible people will call the SWAT team and tell them that something illegal is happening, and then the SWAT team is going to kick their door down. This has happened multiple times with YouTubers that are famous and their houses and addresses got leaked. What this can cause in the best case scenario, they destroyed your door. It really scares you, and you're also wasting the time of a SWAT team that could have been used to instead take care of actual criminals, and you're wasting that. You're wasting taxpayer money, and that already is a horrible thing to do. But pets can get lost. Like, I've got 2 dogs. They're like my children. If something like that happened and then my dog went out and got killed by a car, I mean, it would be if you're an animal lover, I don't need to even explain this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And in the worst case scenario, if someone reacts because they're not expecting and they see someone that they don't know, it's the police that breaks in and they try to react, they could get killed. It's not a silly thing. Another thing that can happen is that a maniac, like a psychopath, like a sociopath, which I mean, within 5 million followers on Instagram, what are the chances of there being some crazy people? And so you could have one of these people that then gets the address and thinks, oh, damsel in distress, this guy has been harassing her, so I'm gonna go and do harm to this family so this video doesn't get demonetized. But you know exactly what I mean. This is why doxing is worse than sending false copyright strikes. Because with a false copyright strike, which is already a capital sin within the YouTube community, that already is unacceptable, because you could get a person's livelihood, channel shut down for what? Because you don't like what they're saying. It's a form of silencing. It's a form of censorship and intimidation that has no place being accepted within a free society. That already. But doxing is a step further because it can involve actual harm, psychological damage. Like, this is what Jacksfilms' wife wrote on her Twitter. Dear YouTube creators, Team YouTube. I'm not a creator, but my husband is. Tonight, SssniperWolf came to my home, posted it on her Instagram for all to see, and tried to instigate a confrontation. I now have to worry about what she, as one of your favorite creators, or any of her many fans, may do to harm me or my family. I am a regular human that works a normal 8-to-5 corporate job that happened to fall in love with a YouTuber. She might claim that she's coming after a bully, but she's actually stalking and doxing normal people with no power. I'm an example of this. I beg you, what can you do to help us, to keep us safe? See, that's exactly what I mean. This is why I had to make this video. This.
Because we're dealing with someone who genuinely thinks they're in the right for A, stalking me, and B, posting our home to her massive audience. What a disgusting abuse of clout that is.
And it violates the Geneva Convention of Internet Content Creators, where you never take internet beef into the real world.
I really feel it for these people. Like Jacksfilms, if you watch this, I doubt you will because lots of people are talking about this, but if you do, I really feel it for you. Stay safe and be careful. So this is why doxing is unforgivable. Worst case scenario, she did it on purpose. One could think that she did it on purpose because she wants one of those subscribers to actually go and do harm, and she doesn't care if that actually happens. Now, I don't care how rich you are. I don't care that she's so rich. Have money doesn't put her above the law, and what she did needs to have consequences, and YouTube needs to look at this, because if this is not punished, if she gets away with it just because she's making so much money to YouTube and so YouTube plays favorites, first it will be a demonstrable scenario in which YouTube shows that they apply the law unequally. Second, it means that then someone else could decide to do it. YouTube is not going to do anything because they didn't do anything to her, and that allows people to create this unfair environment where the rules are not applied if you're rich, if you're popular, and if you make YouTube money. I'm glad that a giant like Critical spoke about this. There are several YouTubers that explain the situation much better than I did. I also very much liked the video produced by Rich at ReviewTechUsa, where he really got mad, and justifiably so. Once again, you'll find links to all the videos that I mentioned here. At this point, it doesn't really matter where you lie with your allegiances, what you think, whether you like her kind of content, whether you like her specifically, what politics you have, what personal preferences you have. Even if I hated Jacksfilms' guts, honestly I think he's hilarious, but even if I hated his guts, and even if I really liked SssniperWolf, this is still not an acceptable behavior. I hope that YouTube does something about this, because this literally threatens all of us. It threatens our ability to speak, our freedom of speech. It creates a scenario in which there will be repercussions if you cross some random person on the internet who happens to have a following and decides to do this to you. What SssniperWolf should have done, instead of trying to gaslight people, play the victim, deny demonstrable facts, lie about her intentions, instead of doing all of this, she should have said, she should have owned it, she should have apologized to the guy. Instead, she accused him of defamation. Just because she can afford much more expensive lawyers than he can, doesn't make her right. This is a scenario that needs to be addressed. YouTube, do something about this. It is your duty to protect your creators against people that break the rules and think that they have no consequences because of the money you gave them. If something happens to Jacksfilms and his wife and his family, it's on her, and if YouTube doesn't do anything about this, it's on YouTube.
That's kind of a checkmate moment right there. He got her with the scholar's mate.